Oh shit, we are live.
Cussing already?
That's right. Yeah, that's how we do it.
Your mom is going to be watching it.
I know, she's going to be pissed.
Yeah.
It'll be all right, though. It'll be okay.
I won't be dropping any F-bombs in case she's here. I ain't going to do it.
Well, welcome, everyone. This is Ricardo, the Code 7 Podcast Network, and I've got Dawn here. Yeah,
hi, everybody.
Regular, who's in the audience, usually sharing stories and everything else. So this is going to be good. We are starting this. We are live, but always a word from our sponsors. So let's jump on that first.
At InDigital, we know the public safety professionals hold themselves to a high standard. In fact, standard doesn't do it justice. In over 25 years working alongside you, carrying millions of calls over our IP networks, your dedication has inspired us. That's why our ESI Net goes beyond industry standards, not only I3 compliant, but designed to adapt to future development for a network you can count on when it matters most. Learn more at indigital.net.
Here in Greenville County, we have 8 different places where a 911 call can be answered.
It is the largest county in South Carolina. It's a challenge.
The type of information that a telecommunicator gets from Radius Plus is location-based technology. You can see where the caller is, if they have a medical issue, if they speak a different language. They're immediately able to text to that caller in their native language. It reduces response times because it immediately gets first responders where they need to be.
Carbine, it's multimedia. You can get text, translate to whatever language, getting away with the legacy equipment and going into a cloud-based solution.
It's the first time in U.S. history that we have an EZNet through cloud-native call handling.
As a police officer, to have the victim go video, that's unheard of.
You're getting upgrades every month, not every year.
To schedule your free Carbine demo, please visit carbine.com/WTT.
If Within the Trenches has ever taught you something, open your eyes to what it is like to be a 911 dispatcher, or has inspired you to become one, then help support us and join our Patreon. Get exclusive bonus content, one-of-a-kind swag, discounts on merchandise, ad-free early access to new episodes, and much more. To join, please visit patreon.com/WTT podcast. And if you're an industry partner, we have something for you as well. And now, for the show.
This is Jordan, and you're listening to the Code 7 Podcast Network.
Warning. This episode contains the 3 A's of podcasting: adult content, adult language, and awesomeness. You've been warned.
Dispatch.
There is no one over here to cook our lunch. We are waiting for our lunch, and there's no one here to cook our lunch.
All right, calm down. Where are you at?
The group home. Now, what are you going to do?
We'll get some help over there for you, okay?
Welcome to Open Mic, where we visit the lighter side of dispatch, because laughing is good medicine.
Yeah. What is going on? Once again, this is Ricardo, the Code 7 Podcast Network, and we are live from Navigator 2022? I was like 222?
Nope,
wow.
There's a zero in there.
I'm not drinking either. I have water. I have just water. 2022 here in Nashville, Tennessee, and it is great to be back as always. A big shout out to the IAD and Navigator for hosting the podcast once again. Thank you so very much. We started doing this, I think, around 2015, and we've been doing it ever since. So thank you so very much for that. Also, this live broadcast is sponsored by Digital, as well as Rapid Deploy and Carbine. And a big shout out to patrons, as always, for everything. And here we are, Open Mic Live on a special day, because this is the opening gala for the conference here. And I have a regular on with me. It's Dawn.
Here I am.
Oh, shit.
How
this
is
gonna
everybody?
Be awesome. Yeah. So how are you?
I'm excited. I'm so excited to be here. It's like huge.
Right.
It's huge.
So as we usually do when we check in, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being shitty, 10 being awesome, how are you feeling? How about you? What
Today,
are you at?
I'm a 10. I ain't in dispatch.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm not in dispatch. There's alcohol over there.
Oh, snap.
Yeah,
Right.
We're doing good.
Yes, excellent. So, as we do with Toby jumping in here, what is going on? Also, roll call. Reactions, please share this broadcast with on your feed or also your favorite dispatch page. Put that out there. So,
and
as we
usually
start-
I'm repping West Tennessee.
That's
but
right.
I'm
That's
in
right.
Middle Tennessee today.
What stories you got for us? Hit us
Well,
with it.
my favorite one was, and I didn't take the call, but I had to review it. We got a 911 open line. You know which one I'm talking about.
I think so.
We got a
I think
911
so.
open line, and my dispatcher, all she heard was, she said it sounded like a woman in labor, and she heard this moaning and screaming and moaning and screaming. And then after a little while, she started hearing the flesh banging.
Oh, my
and
God.
and it was a steady rhythm. And she's like, she muted the phone, and she told her partner, she's like, dang, I think they're doing it. And of course, she dispatched the officer, and when he gets there, dude comes to the door, and he's buck naked.
Oh, my God.
And he's like, man, we got a 911 open line, and it's been open for, 10 or 15 minutes now. And dude said, what? And he said, yeah, my dispatchers have been listening to whatever's been going on in there. Is the female in the house? And he said, yeah, she ain't got no clothes on either. And
oh my
they said, well, tell her to get dressed and come to the door. And so she got dressed and came to the door. And, because, he had to make sure that she was okay. But, yeah, she was okay.
Well, okay, yes, she was okay. Just you describing the flesh hitting each other at a steady pace.
Oh, it was awful. It was awful.
Oh, my
listening
Lord.
to that.
There you go.
And
and anybody else who's in the audience right now, if you have any stories, please make sure to add them as well. What we're going to be doing also is we're going to be trying to pull people in to share some funny stories as well. That one is a classic.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's probably my favorite one.
That is so good. So we got another one who's going to come in here really quick.
All right, we're going to
And then-
swap out.
yes,
Bye,
we're gonna
everybody.
swap
I'll
out.
see you online.
That's right. So if you want to come around this way, so this is going to be fun. This is something that I have not done before.
Hold on, we got to
And
swap out.
yes. So again,
Swap
we
it
are
out.
currently live and we are doing open mic and we're sharing 911 stories, funny 911 stories. So we have people who are coming in and out to share stories as we're live here on Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitter. So I have another person here with me. Your name, please.
My name is Mel. I can hear you so much better with these on.
Right? Isn't that nice?
Wow,
I like that.
It is.
So it is good to have you on. We did a session recently, right?
Yes, for TC Week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That was awesome to have you. When you walked up and you're like, hey, I was like, oh, no shit.
I was like, he's never going to recognize me. But
Recognized you right away.
Oh my God. I feel like a celebrity.
Well, you are definitely a celebrity, man.
Oh,
You are
man.
out of dispatch and you're doing awesome stuff. So it is good to have you on here and in person.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, he'll never recognize me because I've only seen him through a computer screen before.
Well, so as we are here, so the difference last time, we were sharing different kinds of stories.
Right.
This time for Open Mic Live, we are sharing the funny shit, the lighter
Yes.
side of dispatch.
Yes.
So, you got a funny story?
I do. I think I mentioned just a little bit of it for
Yeah.
the TC Week podcast,
Okay.
but I took a call one day. This guy kind of sounded like really muffled, and he wasn't making much sense, but he was talking about a body on a roof. And he was like, there's a body on a roof. Something about his eyeball popped out. And I was like, what happened to this person on the roof? And he's
Right.
like, he was strangled with an electrical cord. And I'm trying to get GPS on this guy's phone because I can just tell by the way that he's talking. There's no way I'm going to get an address out of this guy. I think I asked him, but I don't know. It almost seemed like maybe he was under the influence of something.
Right.
But so I'm trying to get a GPS. Nothing is coming through. And he was like, he's on the roof and he's been in the sun for all this time and he's roasting up there. And I was like,
It's like The Hangover.
Right, yeah.
Wow.
Deadly Edition. And so I'm trying to get GPS and I'm like having him continue to talk to me. He's talking about how this dude is dead. And I was like, okay, just keep talking to me. Then he starts talking to someone in the background. And I was like, who are you talking to? And he was like, my wife. And I was like, put her on the phone. And he was like, no. Then he starts rambling things that I don't even know what he's saying, okay? And then all of a sudden, in the middle of the call, a voice comes on the phone that is clear as day. And he's like, hello? And I'm like, hi? Who's this? And he's like, whatever his name was. And he was like, who are you? And I was like, I'm with 911. And he was like, oh, did I do that again? And I was like, do what again?
Yeah.
And he was like, I sleepwalk. And sometimes I call 911. He didn't have a wife. He didn't have a wife. He said his dog was sitting there looking at him like he was crazy.
What?
We still had to dispatch officers out there. He was just having a dream about a dead person on the roof, sleepwalking, and called 911.
Okay, for all of you who are watching right now, have you had something like this happen? Like, this is crazy. What?
Yeah, sleepwalking.
I remember now, because you were saying that the person was sleepwalking.
Yes, that's
holy shit.
Yeah.
So those are one of the stories, especially when we're doing open mic live and stuff, whether it be virtually or at a conference. Some stories will start out like yours started out, and then we're like, are we supposed to laugh? Like, should we laugh? Like, I'm not sure.
No, I don't know why you're talking about
right.
dead
I was like,
person on
oh my
roof.
God.
That's not funny. Yeah.
So there was an open mic that I did once in Wisconsin, and a person was telling a story about how this guy called in and was saying that their friend wasn't breathing, and so they're telling she's telling the story, and it just sounds crazy right off in the beginning, and you can hear it in the audio where everyone is like, ha ha, oh. Because I know, like, we're not sure if we should be laughing because the person wasn't breathing. So they're going through CPR, and then the guy is saying, oh, my baby's not breathing. And then we're like, oh, and in my head, I was thinking I might have to delete this call from the episode because it's questionable on whether we should be laughing at this or not. Well, then it gets to going further where an officer ends up getting there before EMS, and then the officer ends up telling everybody to slow down. And the call taker is telling the story, says, shit, why are we going to slow people down? Like, we need to get people out there. And the officer comes over the radio and says, it's an iguana. They were doing CPR on an iguana the whole time. Yes.
I've had something, not an iguana, but similar. This guy called in and he was like, my friend and I, we just took some meth, but now he's not breathing. And in my head, I was like, okay, we need to start CPR, and now I have to walk a guy that's high on meth through CPR. So this is going to be interesting. So I'm trying to be like really articulate. I'm talking real slow, right? Trying to get this guy. He's completely out of it.
Yes.
And he's like, okay, I'm doing it. And he like, you can tell when someone does CPR and when they're not. He's doing it. He's out of breath. And I'm like, yes, keep going. And I'm proud of myself. Like, yeah, I'm walking a guy high on meth through CPR. And then officers get on scene before EMS, and then they immediately say, you can cancel fire. And I was like, excuse you, I worked really hard on this. And they said, he's doing CPR on a pillow.
He was doing CPR on a pillow?
Yeah, he was high on meth, thought that was his friend. It was not. It was a pillow.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, how about that one? All of you who are watching right now, have you had that happen? You were doing CPR on a pillow.
Yeah.
We had there was another person who shared a similar story, and it turned out that the CPR that they were doing was on a bird cage. Yeah. It was a bird cage.
Iguanas, pillows, bird cages. We're saving everyone out there.
Right.
Doesn't matter who you are.
Yes, exactly. So we got people who are jumping in here on in the audience and stuff. We got people from Texas and Massachusetts, New Jersey. Everybody jumping in and everything. Let's see. Jennifer says, my coworkers from Heartland Communications are there. Awesome. Hopefully they stop by in here. And then, so at the beginning of every open mic, I always ask on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being shitty and 10 being awesome, how are you feeling? How are you feeling?
Oh, 10. 10.
Yes.
I've gotten lost 20 times just getting here.
Oh, no shit. Like, me too. Yeah, it was the same.
It is a maze through here. I found like a little village. I was like, let's walk through the village. I don't know where I'm going, but a 10. This place is awesome. I've never been to Tennessee before. Just mingling and networking with all these people that have been through similar experiences. And it's great. Like, where could you find all these people that have done this specific job before? You can't find that.
Exactly.
Can't find it.
And that's what makes this so much fun too.
Yeah.
And sharing all these stories and stuff. It was awesome to have you on.
Thank you so much.
Do either one of your coworkers here have any stories?
For sure, this one. Hey, Lori. You're up next, girl. Yes, man.
Oh, come on. One funny story. So we're pulling people in, or at least trying to pull people in to share some funny 911 stories. So we'll see if we can get this going. This ends up going on until 8 o'clock. So we'll probably stop at about, I don't know, quarter to 8, something like that. But either way, it has been good. So all of you out here in the audience, again, what are your numbers? How are you feeling? Scale of 1 to 10. How are we feeling? And I see some folks in here have said where they're at and everything else, where they're coming out of. So roll call, of course. And as always, please throw in some reactions and share this on your dispatch feed as well as your favorite dispatch page. It'll be awesome. Again, we are trying to get some other people on here and share some stories. There looks like a Dolly Parton lookalike who's up in here, so that's good. And we've got people who are walking by and everything else, sharing and going by. I think some people are trying to get the Dolly Parton lookalike to come in here. So is Laurie coming up? Oh, yes. Yes. Hello. Throw on the headphones there, please. This is amazing. Okay, so tell me, Laurie, why are you upset with your coworker?
I go into straight panic mode, and now I can't even remember my last name, let alone the story that I have.
Let me turn up your mic just a little bit, or throw in your dispatch voice. No.
Look, man, I am straight panicking right now.
Oh no! Don't panic.
Okay.
Don't panic. It's good. This is good. So let me tell you a story really quick, and then you can hit me with one. So she was telling a story just a little bit ago about a person who was on drugs and everything. I took a call once where this guy had called in and said that he just witnessed his neighbor come home and found his wife with her lover, and he took them to the shed, and he had a shotgun with him. So we have everybody going out there. We've got SWAT and everything going, and this dude is telling me all of this stuff that he's hearing, right? And he's telling me that he's heard like gunshots and everything else. And I know all of you who are watching this are probably wondering, why is this funny, or why are you sharing this? Well, he started telling me a bunch of different stuff that didn't make sense with the call at all. And what ended up happening was it turned out that this guy was high on acid. He completely hallucinated the whole thing. But before we found that out, I had to get the phone number to call that neighbor to see if he would come outside. So I called him, and the guy's like, yeah, I just got home from work. And I said, where's your wife? And he goes, what wife? And I said, you're not married or anything? And he goes, no, man, I live alone. And I was like, oh. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh shit, like something really bad is going on here. So I told him, I was like, there's some officers outside who want to talk to you. So when you go outside and you've got your phone, make sure you have your hands up and everything. You don't have any weapons on you or anything. And he goes, no, man, I don't. And he opens the door, and you hear all the officers that were swarmed around his house just yelling. And the dude is on the phone, and he yells, oh my God, what's going on? I felt so bad for the guy. But then we end up finding out through, interviewing the other dude that he was just
super high.
Yeah, he was just tripping out on acid.
I think a lot of our funny stories are from people that are high, and it's so sad because they're having a moment. We had one similar to that. I was the call taker, and he was whispering the whole time, very hard to hear him. He was saying that there was somebody that broke into his home and then somehow got into his bedroom. He was hiding in the closet, like this whole long call. We had all these officers go out. They called for a canine, like it was that type of thing. He was super high, and because he kept calling the suspect a ninja, and I was like, okay, is this like, okay. So there was a lot of different ways that could have gone, but he kept calling him a ninja. Then he had like a ninja mask on. This was pre-COVID, so it's kind of
okay. Yes, exactly. Right.
So I was like, okay. And he's like, he's in all in black. And now he's like fighting with the cactus. I'm like, okay, we are going somewhere that I don't know if you want to be admitting to what's going on there. So we get out there. It's a pillowcase. It's not even filled with a pillow. It's just a pillowcase.
Oh, my Lord.
So that one's funny. And then I was working fire dispatch when I first cleared. And this lady had called in frantic that her husband with history of diabetes wasn't answering his phone. She was able to ping it, but she was freaking out. And she seemed somewhat genuine. And so when we traced we pinged his phone, and he's at one of our very seedy hotels. And so as like people are pulling up, I could already tell, I'm like, oh man, we're about to get in the middle of something. So we get there. The fire department found him before the officers did. He was with his lover, who was also a prostitute, Lady of the Night. He was perfectly fine.
Lady of the Night.
Were super solid, and then we basically helped her get it fixed. So, I mean, it's funny to us. I feel terrible for her. That's a terrible way to find out that your husband's cheating. Is have the fire department call you, but yeah, he's super fine. But also, you might want to contact the lawyer.
Right. Yeah, recently someone shared a story where this guy got a steel ring stuck on his junk, and they had to call the fire department to come and get it off. And I didn't mean to say it like that. There's no other way to say it. So from what they said, it took 3 different saws to get it off.
Because you have to be very careful not to cut too much off.
Right, exactly. So they end up going to the hospital, and the husband of the girl who was with this guy ends up going to the hospital as well. So
see, I love those ones when I'm the dispatcher, when I'm the call taker, or even just listening to them on YouTube, because you're like, no way that somebody's shoving something that far up their rectum. No way are they putting that stuff on their junk. And then we get the call, I'm like, oh, I kind of want to talk to you, like what you were thinking. Were you high, or was this just
right?
There are kinks out there, and that's super solid. But once you're calling 911, it's fun for me, and I am so sorry that you just got your
Right, and it's not about the callers or anything. It's the situation. That's what we're talking about, is just the situation, because like you're saying, sometimes you end up thinking like, what is this real life? And it turns out it is. It's craziness.
Because everyone always thinks like 911, it's always just the most serious things ever, and no, it's the stupidest thing that you can think of. Somebody is out there doing it, and we are hearing about it firsthand. We are getting the best gossip possibly. And I live in my city, so when my neighbor calls in, I won't name names, but I'm like, I know what you did.
Damn. So. That is what makes this job so much fun. I love it. I miss it. I definitely miss it, but it was good. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing. You might have been panicking or whatever before, like you said right in the beginning. Are you really? Well, you hide it well, because
I'm a dispatcher.
Exactly, and that's how we do this shit. Thank you so much for being on. Yeah, nice to meet you as well. And the stories continue. That was awesome. Thank you all. That was great. Thank you so much. So we've got other people. I'm checking in here right now. So let's see, Shannon and Jennifer coming on. That is great. Oh, look! You know what, Julie? I will tell her if she comes back. I will make sure to tell her that you liked her outfit there. So I'm looking over here, and my mom is on. Hello, Mom. My mom is Gloria in the audience. If you're checking that out there. So hello, Mom. It is good to see you, and I will be seeing you very soon. Love you. Let's see. Jennifer also says here, our agency has a ring removal natural problem. What? Are you serious? For real? Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So also, Jennifer, okay, so we have a ring removal nature problem. So I will now be asking, where is the ring located? What? Yeah, okay. That is pretty crazy. That is also interesting. Is this something that you're going to add to like your, protocols and everything else too? To add it in there. You know how, COVID hit, and almost every center, well, actually, probably every center ended up changing how they were doing certain things, and how that's how it started. Do you have any funny stories you would like to share? We're live right now. Come on, jump on. Yes, we got another one coming in. All right, so
It's a quick one.
awesome. Throw your headphones on, please, and tell the audience your name and everything.
Hello, Monica Alcantar Kirk.
Yes, Monica. So, for those who are watching and listening right now, Monica is currently the face of the podcast on the cover. This is badass.
That's right. I know. I'm happy we got to meet.
I know. This is so good. This is freaking amazing. I love this. This is so good. So, I want to let you know what some of the stuff has been that we've been talking about and what has been said here in the comments. So, we had shared a story about someone who was wearing a steel ring that got caught on the person's junk, and it took like 3 different saws to get it off. And someone in the comments here mentioned that they have a ring removal nature problem. And they're saying, so I will now be asking where the ring is located.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yep, there is a protocol for that. Yeah.
Oh my Lord. That's the craziest thing. Like, is this a thing? Is it a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing. And I actually have I have another funny story for you.
Oh, yeah.
I did not take the call, but someone at my center did. And it was way back when. And it's kind of to do with stalker extrication, if you would say.
Oh, an extrication.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So there was a gentleman who was in his backyard sunning himself.
Oh, okay.
Birthday suit. And he was sitting in one of those older style like patio chairs with the plastic slats.
Yeah.
And so birthday suit sat down, relaxed for a while.
I thought
right?
you said sack down.
No. Well, I'm getting there.
Oh, sorry. I jumped the gun on the sack. Sorry.
Yeah. And so it stretches when you sit down, right?
Oh,
and then
God.
when you try and stand
It get
up.
worse.
Yes. He was stuck. So it's kind of like those little Chinese finger traps, right? You can go in, but you can't get back out again. So he had some appendages that had gone through the slats, and they got stuck. And so, we had to send our fire and EMS to go and help him out.
Holy shit. Like how okay, so this is probably one of the best and worst things about the job. And what I'm getting at is that a lot of times when we're taking phone calls, we're piecing everything together in our head.
Right.
So
you can totally picture it.
Yes.
Yeah.
As you're saying it, I'm adding every element to it and thinking, oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Dude, what the hell?
For years and years and years. We'll always remember that one.
Oh my God. That is the craziest thing. And so, oh, wait a minute. There was something else that came in here as well about the ring removal.
Oh,
and they're saying no protocols for ring removal, ... It's a single engine response.
It is one of the determinants. So a ring
Oh.
removal request on protocol 26 for MPDS.
Holy
So
shit,
not a
look at
specific
you.
protocol, but there is an option for it in a determinant. So you can have a certain response, whatever you want at your agency.
What?
Yeah.
Well, look at that.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. I just got schooled.
No, we're sharing the information.
This is true. This is true. Yes. Well, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine sitting down and then having that happen and then have the moment of realization that you need to call 911.
Right. I know. Well, like most of these calls, right? Like, do I call? And how long was he there before he decided to call 911? Right.
Right.
Like, can you hop the chair somewhere to get something? Like, what do you do?
I would think that would hurt.
Yes, I know.
If you're
yeah.
Oh God, like that not only gave me the chills, but made me want to vomit at the same time because I can just imagine the pain, what it would be like, and it just seems horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, okay, hold on a minute. This was a call that you took, or that somebody else took?
This one wasn't my call.
Okay.
I was present for for it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Did you
We
hear?
were in the
Did you hear the
room
person's voice?
laughing. No, I didn't go back. I didn't listen to the recording.
Oh, the reason I asked is because I was wondering if the voice was like at a higher octave. Well, because
Probably.
I can yeah, I can just imagine, having to call in, and we can kind of play this out and just be like, yeah. So I just
Poor guy.
I'm just calling because I was sunbathing and something got stuck. Okay, I don't know. Hold on.
Yeah. I don't even remember how they dispatched it out, actually, because I think we were all laughing so hard reading the details.
Wow. That's craziness.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I tell everybody when we share stories and everything like this on Open Mic Live, it's not about the caller. It's about the situation is what we're trying to, get through. And if we didn't laugh about some of the stuff in 911, we would burn out.
Right.
So it's always about the situation. So just the people know it's about the situation because, a lot of times, as I've said before, sometimes you have to ask yourself, is this real life? And then it turns out this is real life.
It is. Yeah.
What the hell? The type of profession that we're in.
Yeah. It's very eye-opening.
Yeah.
I feel like I was so sheltered growing up, and then there's a lot of things that happen. There's a lot of cars that roll over, and you don't even realize. You think you'd see it on the news because that only happens in movies, right?
Right,
but,
right.
And now it's an everyday thing in 911 life. Oh, there's a rollover.
Man, that is freaking nuts. Do any of your coworkers there have any funny stories that they might want to jump in and share? Even a quick one.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Let me go see.
Yes.
I'll
yes.
go check it out.
Please do.
Yeah.
And I will continue this with all of you here as we're live.
All right.
One quick question for you. I don't think I asked you this, but what we do on Open Mic Live is we always check with everybody to see how they're doing. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being shitty and 10 being awesome, how do you feel?
Oh.
So how are you doing?
You know what? I'd probably give myself about a 9 right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
pretty
about.
Pretty good, yeah.
Hell yes. Awesome. Excellent. Well, this is awesome to have had you on.
Yeah.
And to meet you in person and have you here.
I know, it's so cool.
The 2022 face of the podcast cover. Yes, Monica.
Yeah, I'll try and reconnect with you again a little bit later, too.
Awesome. Sounds good.
All right, thanks,
yes.
Ricardo.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah. This has been good. So, again, everyone who's here, if you are here, make sure to stop by booth 329, sit down, maybe share a story or something like that. It'll be good because what I'm doing is I'm trying to pull others to come in and maybe share a funny story or two and talk a little more. And of course, all of you, like I said, if you have any, throw them into the comments and we'll make sure to read the stories because I read them. Not only do I read them, but sometimes I read them verbatim and also add in like some voice, but also my mom is in the audience. So sometimes it is almost like a challenge to see if someone will share a raunchy ass story to see if I will say it in front of my mom. So we shall see. So it looks like they're talking over there. See if they come on and share a story or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. No. They're a little nervous. So I do have a good friend over here, Dana, as we are live. You should come on and share a funny story. Not one story? Oh, you know what? We do have a funny story. Yes. Yes. All right. This is good. Hello. So, this is my good friend Dana. Welcome. Throw on your headset, your headphones, headset.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, it is good to have you here. It's been a while.
It has.
Yes.
Been...
So, Dana, who are you with?
I am with the Alabama 911 Board.
That's right. And when I used to work for InDigital, I used to fly out to Alabama and do a bunch of different training sessions and everything. So, you had said that you don't have a funny story. We actually have a funny story together. Maybe a couple, but this one specifically. So, we were at a training, and I was training everybody on text for 911, and I noticed that everyone was just kind of looking, right? And I hear Dana laughing, and I knew almost immediately that I was talking too fast. Because explain how it is in Alabama versus me in the Midwest.
Well, and typically most people know that when you associate southern states,
Yes.
we do talk a little slower. Sometimes we listen a little slower too. But for the majority, especially people that have been in the South their entire life, we do talk slower. So it was very funny. You got off on your kick and you started talking, and you were very programmed with what you were saying because it was scripted.
Exactly.
And it was, it was the same information over and over again. And so you started rattling, and everybody in the room just glazed over like.
Yes, like a fucking donut. It was just glazed. And it was hilarious, mostly because I hear Dana laughing, and I knew almost immediately that was the reason, because I ended up getting aware of, I was aware of what I was doing after that, and I was just talking and talking and talking, but then I stopped. I remember I paused for a moment, and then I said, so if you look over here to the left, what you're going to notice, and
you completely changed your cadence. Completely changed your cadence, which was great.
It was amazing. And then you said something to me afterwards. Well, I started the conversation. We went to lunch. We were going to go to lunch, or maybe it was a break, whatever it was. I ended up going to you, and I said to you, I heard you laughing, and I knew that I was talking too fast. And you said to me, and I'll never forget this because I'd love to tell this story. You said to
tell him what I said.
Oh, you don't want me to say it?
No, I just.
Or you don't remember?
No, I don't remember what I said.
Okay. So what she ended up saying was, Ricardo, you have to remember you are in Alabama. And I was like, that is perfect. You're right. And I thought it was the most hilarious thing, but also a perfect depiction, because the way you said it, and then I was like, I got it. And after that, I was able to do it, but it took that incident, it took that moment to reel it back in.
Slow it down.
Yes.
We're here all day.
Exactly.
Like, they're not going to kick us out.
And then a few days before that, we were at a different place, and I had never done like a half and half iced tea, sweet tea rather, sweet tea. Yes. And I ended up just doing regular straight up sweet tea, and my teeth hurt like hell.
Hit you right here.
Oh my Lord. It was something else. Yeah, it was craziness. And so that was another funny thing, because I had never had that before. But one of the most amazing things was the white barbecue sauce.
Yep.
Let me tell
Good
you,
stuff.
if you've never had it before, you need to.
Well, and while people are here in Nashville, they have white barbecue sauce too in Nashville. Martin's Barbecue does, I know.
What?
So there's a lot of barbecue still. I know we're a little bit north of Alabama, but not far at all. So selfies with Ricardo. That's great.
Do it again. Your battery's running out.
But so they have it here too.
That is pretty awesome that they have it here as well.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
Yeah. Now that's not just specific to Alabama. So.
So does it taste the same though? Is it still?
I mean,
nothing compares to Alabama. Come on.
That's right. So, that's super funny that's your funny story. So.
Yes, I love it.
Well, you have your Haleyville story and the marker.
Oh my gosh, yes, the Haleyville story, but also my plane that went down when I left, when I was in Alabama last time. Oh my God. I mean, for real? Like, what the hell is wrong?
You haven't come back since then.
I did. I went to the conference.
That's right.
I was at the Gulf Coast Conference, but I ended up in the hospital.
Okay, so are you coming back? Because third time's the charm.
I am coming back. For those who are watching and listening, I will have a booth there at the Gulf Coast Conference, and we're going to be recording. Yes.
Super.
Yes.
Super.
I can't wait to get back. Someone shared a story here. I want to read it. I want to see what you think. So here it is. It says, we had a guy call because a bear had broken into his house. He went and locked himself in the bathroom and called 911. I stayed on the phone with him for over 20 minutes trying to calm him and see if he could get out safely. There was no window in the bathroom. Finally, law enforcement and wildlife get there, make entry. The bear ended up being his cat. And there was 32 ounces of marijuana in the house. And yes, there was a big window in the bathroom.
How much more than 32 ounces was there before his call?
Right. And there had to have been something more than just marijuana. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I've seen some big house cats, but to mistake it for a bear?
It's true, right. Well, that's why I'm saying it had to have been more than just marijuana that the person was on.
That falls in line with it does not matter how hard we try, we cannot make this stuff up.
This is true.
We cannot make it up.
Very true, yes.
So.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on and talking with me and stuff, and this has been good.
Yes.
It's good to see you.
You're doing good stuff.
Thank you.
I'll be around.
Thank you. So we are going to continue on here with the live as we're doing this. Again, if you have any other stories, please make sure to jump into the comments and share those just like Mandy did. And thank you, Mandy, for sharing those. Dana, thank you again very much for coming on. It's good to see you. And we're still here for about another 15 minutes or so for the vendor hall. But I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up as we are doing this. It has been excellent to be here with all of you. Make sure to tune in as we have other things that are going to be going on. Do you have any funny 911 stories you would like to share? What's that?
I just want to hear Carter, right?
Yes.
I met you on the NAVIGATOR Skinny Sandy Foundation training.
Oh, nice.
I remember you like person like I do. I've been working on a bell.
Oh, my Lord. Look at that.
Try this one more time.
Okay, yes.
I won't interrupt you, but I just want to show you.
Hold on just one moment, folks. Wow. Oh, my Lord. That is amazing. Please keep in touch with me. And if you could send that picture to me as well, that'd be great. Awesome. Yeah, just through the podcast page on Facebook. Yes. Awesome. Thank you.
I took like so many classes with you.
Yes. Hold on one moment. I'm still live right now, so let me wrap it up really quick. So hold on one moment.
All you have to do is go.
Yeah. Thank you all very much for joining us here for Open Mic Live. And yes, so when you did the selfie, we were live. Thank you. Thank you all for joining here. And as always, this is sponsored by Digital, Rapid Deploy, as well as Carbine. If you have any comments, questions, or you want to be a guest on the show, you can email us. And that is going to be wttpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter. That is @91podcast. You can like us on Facebook. That is facebook.com/Within the Trenches Podcast. And if you are looking for any bonus content or anything, you can check us out and support us. And that is patreon.com/WTT Podcast. And this has been such an amazing time. And to be able to do this live here from Navigator 2022, again, thank you very much to the IAD for everything. I appreciate it. I'm going to be recording episodes and doing live broadcasts here tomorrow as well as the following day. So if you get a chance, check me out here, booth 329, and we are going to continue doing this. Thank you all for the support and everything that you do. I appreciate it more than you know. Have a good one, everyone, and we'll see